The next quality is Ksantih. Ksantih means forgiveness. Not Shanti, Ksantih. Ksantih. See that? So it's forgiveness. And forgiveness is one of the greatest human qualities. When you forgive, it makes you lighter. What is the opposite of forgiveness? When you're angry at somebody's behavior, when you're affected by someone's behavior, you say, how can that person do that to me? You get upset. So forgiveness is from understanding. How will people behave? How will each person behave? As per their vasanas. Correct. If you have a look at this diagram, it shows us that every human being is made up of matter and spirit. Spirit is the component in our personality that enlivens the matter. It's like electricity in a bulb. The matter is the bulb, the electricity is the spirit. When the spirit comes together with matter, you've got this beautiful expression of light, of life. Just as when electricity goes through the bulb, you get an expression of light. The matter is made up of three equipments: body, mind, intellect. But just before the body, mind, intellect are your vasanas. Those are the seeds of your personality that determines your nature, the nature of the equipments, the body, mind, intellect. As your vasanas, so this body. As your vasanas, so your feelings, so your thinking. So whatever your vasanas, whatever the seeds are of your personality, so will you behave. So each one behaves according to their vasanas. Each computer behaves according to their programming. What is your programming? Your vasanas. Forgiveness is understanding that each person is a product of their programming, a product of their vasanas. Now, how do we put this into practice? We get upset when somebody behaves in a particular way. How can we use this understanding of life, this knowledge, to take away that feeling? Because we are the one that's getting agitated. It's like you see somebody next to you. They're eating chilies. Spicy, spicy chilies. We just came from Brazil. They gave us one small chili. We're thinking Brazilian chili versus Indian chili. No problem here. Took one small piece. Fire, 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 fire. So much of spice packed into it. Imagine a person next to you, he's taking the chili, eating it like candy floss. That person is eating the chili. Why is your stomach burning? This is the problem when you have anger. That person has made a mistake. Why are you upset? That person did something negative. Why are you the one who's upset? It doesn't make sense.
But that is according to you, that person has made a mistake or something, you know. As far as he's concerned, he's enjoying that chili.
He's enjoying it, exactly. But this is it. Why are you suffering? So we've got to question our suffering. That person will face the consequences of their action. You put chili inside, something's going to happen on the inside as well. Cause and effect. But for you now, how can we remove this feeling? Somebody has let you down. A friend has not been trustworthy. A business partner has gone against the agreement. How do you remove this feeling from what we learned? Sorry? And forgive them. How? So how do we do that? We have no control over their actions. Yes? Exactly. By understanding, each one behaves according to their vasanas, according to their nature. Each one will be what they will be. So very simple formula for all relationships. Sangeeta? Your name is Sangeeta, right? Sangeeta will be Sangeeta. That's it. Hina will be Hina. Casey will be Casey. The problem comes when you want Casey to be DC. When you want Hina to be Sangeeta, Sangeeta to be Hina, this is where all the problems happen. We do this to our children. You want the one child, you tell the child also, why can't you be more like your brother? Because brother is brother. Sister is sister. We want people to be different from who they are. Whose fault is it? Our fault. It's like going to the tiger and you say, I've learned about love in Vedanta. I go with all my love to the tiger. I give the tiger a warm embrace. But the tiger is not Rumble. And you come back with one arm missing. Say, look what the tiger did to me. I'm so upset. Forgive the tiger. Because the tiger's nature is to eat. Is to eat meat. Is to hunt. That is the tiger's nature. Now, you did not understand the tiger's nature. Your fault. So what are you actually forgiving? Sorry? Yourself? Yeah, in a way, yes. There is nothing to forgive. Basically, you are saying, I am allowing nature to be nature. Oh, so great you are. Oh, so wonderful. Forgiveness is such a great quality. See, when we forgive, we put ourselves on a pedestal as if we are better, and we say, I forgive you. I am better than you, I forgive you. And as Casey mentioned, the other person is saying, I didn't do anything wrong. What is there to forgive? And we think we are so great. I let you be. You can't let me be. I will be what I am. Because Vasana's nature. Tiger will be a tiger. So tiger bites you and you are forgiving the tiger. That is the tiger's nature. But yes, there are some things when it's negatively towards us, we can choose how to respond. We don't have to meet negative with negative. Mark Twain, he puts it beautifully. He says, forgiveness is the fragrance the violet releases as the foot crushes it. Beautiful, huh? So somebody does something negative to you, how do you respond? With your nature. Hopefully, kindness. Hopefully something pleasant. Somebody shouts at you. How do you respond? How do you decide? So the violet is being crushed. As it's being crushed, it releases a fragrance. Imagine, Jesus Christ is the picture of forgiveness. He has been persecuted. He has been tortured. His ideas have been rejected. And yet he says, whilst being crucified on the cross, he looks up and he says, Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. Means they don't understand what they're doing.
So I think what we are learning today is what. The how is separate. Because I mean, so far, all the 5 virtues that you've spoken about are all the what you need to be doing. The how probably is something that each individual has to work upon.
So this is good. So when we're going through each quality, look for the how. Because it's there. And what we're showing in each of these qualities is there is some knowledge perspective that if we get it, if we understand it, becomes the how. So here, what is the knowledge perspective that gives you the how? Understand each one's nature. If you understand it, you forgive. You see that?
Straightforward.
It is that. But the understanding is incomplete. So even now, it'll be theoretical. But to actually put it into practice, say, I understand my spouse. I understand my brother. If you don't understand, if you want them to be different. If you understand and see them as they are, you will have a beautiful relationship. But we don't do that. We want to correct rather than connect. So what's missing? Knowledge is missing.
But isn't it easier to disconnect and just say to its own? That's easier because
So we go back to Ralph Waldo Emerson. He said that's the easy thing to do. Easy is to be influenced when in their presence. We get upset, we get angry. The other way is go and live as a hermit in the Himalayas, nobody there, no family problems. The idea is to understand each of the family members, friends, and know exactly how to relate to them. That's why it's a technique for living, for the world. Beautiful, huh? So the idea is first, what's your name? Shivani. So the idea first is to conceive it. The moment we can conceive it, then it becomes a possibility. So now we only have two options. What? Be in it and be agitated, be out of it, relatively peaceful. This is saying be in it, but out of it. You understand them as they are, you let them live, you live. Live and let live, no problem. Doesn't mean you don't interact. But in your interaction, you don't impose anything on that person. You also don't let them impose anything on you. What a life. And the last quote for forgiveness is Maurice Maeterlinck. He says, "Happy and blessed hour, when wickedness stands forth revealed as goodness bereft of a guide." It means you will be a happy person. Instead of seeing something bad as bad, you say it's so negative. That makes you upset, agitated. It's saying, understand that person is the way they are because they did not come here on a Saturday morning. No Vedanta class, no higher values. How will that person behave? If that person comes from a family of violence, they show the cycle of abuse. Because they've been abused, they become an abuser, and the cycle continues. So if a person comes from that background, what can you expect? But you see how it changes. You see the wickedness, but you see it not as wickedness. You see it as goodness without a guide. It's good, but only if they had a guide. What a difference. So how does it change in you? From anger and contempt, it becomes sympathy. So you got to see, they're not grown up yet. Spiritual children. Balaha, children. Balaha is children. Krishna uses this. Understand, spiritual children fighting. Sometimes we see politicians, children. Will that make them happy? Children. What are you fighting for?